Then I need to boot the controller. Okay, it's one of those games I have to reboot it again. I believe it's one of those games where you need to have the controller booted before. Oh yes. Oh yes, we have sound, we have controller. What is commentary mode? I don't think I want that. Let's leave it like this for now. Let's see what this game has in store for us. Oh yeah, I'm going to increase volume. I use a tab for now. I don't want it to do that loud. Maybe there. Maybe where it was better. Around here, maybe. Yeah, let's go with that.
Are you awake? I thought I heard you get up.
Yeah, I'm awake. Sorry, I just can't sleep.
Are you thinking about him?
Okay.
Yeah, a bit. Usually get back to sleep, my love. I'm fine.
I need to change the camera sensitivity. It's way too low for a controller.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, it's
What else
better.
is on your mind?
I don't know. It seems weird, but I had one of the most vivid dreams of my life. I saw a fox on a snowy mountain, just looking confused and worried. Those eyes. I can't get those eyes out of my head.
Oh, I can
She
go.
was running in the windy snow, looking for something.
Do you think it has to do with you and what's been going on?
I don't know. It was just a dream, Rachel. They're not meant to make sense. A lot's happened the past couple days, that's all.
Well, if you're not going to sleep anyway, you should tell me. I want to hear.
I won't be talking so much about around this
Alright.
game. During this game, feels like this is like a living storybook. What button do I press?
So,
Oh,
not far from her home, she followed that path to something unexpected. She couldn't stay, though. She had to find her other two children. So she took that path. She followed it towards something ancient. Something with answers.
oh wow. That's a beautiful intro.
The fox looked high and low, searching for any sign of her cubs. Points of light showed the way to this ancient tree. It was as if each one had a story to tell, all their own. The land was trying to tell my story, too. I felt like I was right behind her the whole time.
Alright, something over there. I wanna check what that is.
As a kid, did you ever do show and tell in your class?
Yeah, I think I only did it once when I was in the
Like
fourth grade.
rabbits?
You know how my life was. Really.
No.
I wanted to show my class what helped pass the time and distracted me. So I brought a dozen paper cranes I had made. I think I told everyone how badly I wanted to be a bird and fly. Embarrassingly enough.
Don't be embarrassed. Every kid wants to fly. For me, it was another toy from my dad, a wooden boat. I remember guarding it so carefully in my hands as I walked into class. When I sat down, a group of boys immediately made fun of it. They asked which trash can I found it in, or why an ugly log was my favorite toy. When I got up, I didn't even want to tell them my dad had collected it. I said it was a joke gift my friends had given me.
Kids can be so cruel.
Some of them are. I shouldn't have let them get to me, but it did. It's amazing we bounced back at all.
True that. True that. I feel like that happens a lot when you're young. You kinda get the group pressured into say stuff you don't need.
Do you remember what my dad did for a living?
Wasn't he like a lumberjack?
That's one way of putting it. If wood was a canvas, then a carving knife was his
Who
paintbrush.
knows?
Even after working a 50
I'm
hour
gonna go and see what that
after
is.
his hands were more splinters than skin, he would bring home the nicest piece of Alaskan weeping cedar and make me toys. That wooden train was the first toy I can remember, and I loved it. I just knew from a young age I was going to be a lumberjack, like my father.
Feels like it was earlier. Some more of these stars. I don't know what they do, but I'm going to grab them when I see them. I think I'm going to... Oh, there's something over there. I want to check what that is and then I'm going down the valley. Oh, there's a dig spot up there. I'm going there also though. Oh, and stars up there. I don't know if I'm supposed to, if those are side stuff or if they are main story stuff. I just don't know. But it feels like it's like, I feel like it's side stuff, you know? But I don't mind doing a little bit of stuff like that. Oh, it's a nice view up here.
The older I got, the more I withdrew. I asked myself, why talk to anybody anyway? Why bother when I'm happy by myself? I started drawing a lot, mostly animals I saw in the woods by my home. I then imagined designing my own hideouts with things like TVs and pantries full of chips and cookies. I think that idea of leaving home and drawing blueprints started my career.
Well, there's satellite over there.
I found a lot of solace in that.
I'm not surprised, but I did the same thing, you know?
You know. Down.
There's something special about having a place to call your own.
How
Now
difficult
look
is
at
to
us.
climb up there again?
Well, you count renting in an overpriced city.
It's as close as we can get for now.
Yeah, whatever. I don't feel like climbing up there again. Yeah, the thing he was talking about with withdrawing from people, I guess, and like, I just wanna be alone. I can relate to that. I didn't start drawing, but yeah, I immerse myself in games and other stuff instead. And I can, until this day, I can still feel like people can, it's a big challenge to be around. Oh, there's the play thingy. It is, what's it called? The slide. Okay. I guess I'm going this way then. I'm just going to follow the stars, so to speak. Okay, so I guess I went into another area.
My teenage years were full of sketching, angst, and trouble. I wasn't popular or unpopular,
For some more
maybe just forgettable.
drink.
I guess that gave me a sense of freedom. So I hung out with crazy kids, doing crazy things, even though I mostly just watched the chaos ensue. We did it all. Put fireworks in mailboxes, hide roadkill in people's garages, break windows at the barber shop in Anchorage. My dad was furious, but he was so busy working he couldn't do much to stop me from going out.
I think being an adult means there's no one to stop you making hard decisions. He had to make a living, and he couldn't be in two places at once.
Yeah, I realize that now. But at the time, I was sure he was more interested in growing his business than what was going on with me.
Um, I don't understand what they mean. You want me to jump and do what exactly? I don't understand. Oh, do they mean I need to use one of those? I don't know what that is. Maybe it allows me to jump higher? Or farther? Let's see. Oh yes. I think I saw a dig spot on this side though, so I wanna do that one before I go there. Okay. Okay, let's try over here. There we go. Nice piano music. Not as good as in... The music isn't as good as in the earlier games I played today. It's still pretty mood setting. Mood setting, so to speak. But it does sound a bit more generic for me.
I was working another late night, and my friends were over, saying how bored they were and how they had come all the way out to my house for nothing. One of them mentioned how that old, ugly beyond belief truck was still in the garage, and how we should take it for a spin. I was only 15, so I kind of fought it for a while. The next thing I knew, we were careening around the mountain path, rocks spitting onto the sides of the cliff, while my dad's cringeworthy bluegrass blared out the speakers. I drove while my friends were in the back of that yellow and purple truck, throwing beer bottles and trash at anything remotely interesting. Felt like I was soaring in the air with borrowed wings. But all good things have endings. A cop outside of Eagle River pulled us over after he saw us send a bottle rocket into someone's yard. What followed was a long night of talking to disappointed adults and feeling smaller than ever.
I can imagine that. I was never that crazy though. I mostly kept to myself. I did some stupid shit, but usually you shouldn't talk about stuff like that publicly. So I won't. But it was never joyriding and stuff. I did start smoking and some other stupid stuff I did. But never on that level of stupid. Let's see. Barber shop. Barber shop. Oh look. It's a blue rock.
After he drove me home from the police station, I blew up at him, saying how I never wanted to be like him, how I was gonna be someone and leave that hick icebox for good. He just looked forward at the road with tired eyes. I took out that bluegrass tape from the cassette deck and chucked it out the window. In my sage teenage wisdom, I thought I had proved the ultimate point. But my dad had a different idea. He slammed the brakes, slowly bowed his head while gripping the steering wheel, and finally looked at me. All he said, like it was a polite request, was, "Make this right." I sat there in silence, fuming, but I eventually got out and combed every square inch of the woods, muttering profanity after profanity. I found it 30 minutes later, near a small waterfall off the road. I went back to the truck, put the wet tape back in, and sure enough, it worked. We didn't speak another word to each other the rest of the night.
Wow, I knew you were a crazy teenager, but
It's hard to believe, isn't it? Surprises me too. It's like I didn't really know who that kid was back then. I bet my dad thought the same thing over and over. It's almost like he was saying, "Make this right," to himself, more than to me.
Okay. I wanna see where I can go if I do it like that. Maybe I can use a double, so to speak. Hmm. Or maybe not. Yeah, I waited too long with the second jump. Whatever. I do probably need that butterfly though to get up here. I need 3 butterflies. Okay. So I also need to think about the order I pick them up. There's one over there, and one up there. I guess I need to grab that one first, and then that one, and then that one. Oh. Yeah, it might be a good idea to jump so I can grab it, right? Nope. Oh man, it's itching. My jump finger is itching. I really wanna jump. Oh, you're kidding me. Okay, so how am I supposed to grab 3 butterflies then? Or wait, no. Oh, no. Yes, yes. Lucky. Okay.
My friends would laugh about that night and talk about how crazy it was. And I laughed along, pretending it didn't bother me. But it did. I imagined my friends growing old in the bush, unable to find that thrill in those godforsaken ice fields. It's like those mountains were a literal wall, keeping me from leaving, where all I would have to look forward to are lumber yards and evening beers.
Okay, I jumped way too early.
That was my only
That's annoying. Oh, there we go. Nah, not worth it. I don't feel like gathering all the butterflies again. Oh, fuck, I dropped my headset. Oh, there we go. Oh, I just need to stretch. Oh, that was nice. Right.
If there was some way I could take my love of drawing and turn it into a way of escape, nothing would make me happier. I wanted to create instead of tearing trees down. I wanted to move to the lower 48, not because I hated it there in Alaska, but I hated the idea of it. It's like all of that spite inside me had created this monster which followed me around my whole teenage years. I put so much energy into doing what others didn't expect of me. Why did I do that?
There's one fact you're forgetting, though. If you didn't have that fire in you, we probably would have never met.
You're absolutely right. Maybe the destination is all that matters in the end. But then why am I awake? Why am I seeing this fox go on her journey? And why can't I stop thinking about my dad?
Yeah, in the next area. A mattress. Oh, trees are growing. You're right in front of me. What was I doing? Alright, I was going for a couple more stars.
Even at my most distant, at the times when I detested him the most, he kept reaching out. For a year straight, he asked me every week when we were going camping. I thought he was just dense. Eventually, to shut him up, I agreed. We carried out the worn lawn chairs from the garage and set up a cinder block campfire at the site we had always used behind the house. We walked down the mountain path, talking in the warm sunshine we only got a
I
couple
don't
months
really
of
know
the
what I
year.
did, but I
Those
managed to
three
activate
obsidian
it.
rocks shimmered alongside the shore, almost like sparklers pressed against a dark window. I'll never forget that wet stone on my feet, or how those massive mountains looked even bigger in the lake's reflection. I felt small, but grateful. As the sun set, my dad found something I hadn't seen for a long time. The tree where I'd made my first carving when I was 6. I hadn't even carved it. My dad had helped me, but I still called it my tree. Something about seeing my name there made me open up, and we talked about everything that night in that old camouflage tent. I told him how much I love sketching and design, and how it would be a dream to study architecture in Seattle. I told him how I didn't get along with my friends much anymore, but that I didn't mind being alone. He told me he was there for me, and he joked that if all he had to do was write my name on a tree to finally get me to talk, he would have left me carved logs with novels on them in front of my room every morning.
Oh.
I don't know why it took me that long to realize it, but it was then I knew how much he had sacrificed for me.
I can't help to wonder. They talk a lot about his dad, but they haven't mentioned his mom. So I am assuming that oh no, Adam, that something has happened that has caused his mom to not be a part of the family anymore. But I I can't resist being curious about it. Yeah, it was all about timing. Alright, do activity. I appreciate that the game dares to go quiet, to not play any music periodically. It's quite nice. It's like it leaves you alone with your thoughts while you run through the forest. Wait, isn't this one the one I already grabbed? Yes, I believe so. And I have grabbed that one. I'm guessing the third one should be this way then. Yeah, over there.
Cold green glow on the mountainside, and we would finish our route underneath a twilight sky. Sometimes I was lonely during those summer days, but there was comfort in the routine.
A lot of teenagers aren't looking for the daily grind, though. There's nothing wrong with wanting to get out, to leave your childhood home. You wanted to progress, to make something of yourself.
Yeah, you're right. That house. I'm sure it's the same as how I left it.
There's obsidian. 3 out of 3. Stuff. BRB. I will be right back. Alright, I'll deliver it. Oop. No, I managed to unplug my headset. There we go. Alright, back again.
stood
Huh.
nearby, unfazed, like nothing was wrong. My dad is dead, and he's never coming back, Rachel. I can tell you these stories, but I can never reminisce with him again. He can never hold a grandchild that we'll probably never be able to have. I can never talk to him again, and I'll never be able to say I'm sorry for everything.
He's living with a lot of regrets, it sounds like. I think that some of the regret is probably nothing that has ever been bothered by, but it still might still be something this storyteller needs to get out of his system in the setting, so to speak. But if you wanna grab a life lesson from his regrets, don't do stuff. Make sure that you don't regret anything when they disappear, I guess. But with that said, it's hard not worrying about it today when your parents disappear. How you will feel, and how you will go on. It's a scary thought. Honestly, I expect again to know the new area at this point. I'm gonna open my diary first. I would be surprised. I thought I was going to be in be loaded into a new area at this point.
I need to go to bed. I just can't talk about this anymore. Good night.
The way he speaks, and the way Rachel, the girl, has been speaking to him, it feels like the wound is very fresh. That his father has passed away very recently.
Joseph, you can't go to sleep feeling like this. I'm sorry for everything, and I know you need space, but I'm here for you. You don't need to feel so lost. Joseph, have I ever told you what my mother was like?
embedded in it. Worry about life, worry about
Fox
choices,
knew her
etc.
last cub would be waiting for her at the first tree. She was almost there. The rain cascaded onto the jade valley where the entrance to the tree was. Life was protected there, because that's where life began. It was now only a mother and a daughter left. Items from my life still dotted the ground as she moved closer to her destination and destiny.
Okay, so I was going to say, these feelings, I understand them, but I don't feel them the same way I felt, for example, the sadness and the beauty in the games I played earlier today. It's a good game, it's a good story, it's an interesting story. It's interesting to hear about this guy and his worries and his girlfriend or wife or whatever, and their communication and their life issues, etc. Their issues they had with their uh, parents and so. But it's, yeah, I just can't relate fully to it. It doesn't hit me as hard at least. Oh, there it is. I have been enjoying it. This is very, very personal. Parts of what he has been talking about I can relate to, but the game in its whole,
At the end of high
not
school,
fully.
I felt something I hadn't felt in a long time. Drive. I looked into the best architecture schools on the West Coast and got a dose of reality when looking at other students' portfolios and the high cost of tuition. I still wanted to be something, to be the next Alvaro Siza, and to make those thousands of sketches worth something in my grand history. But now even an internship sounds impossible. Siza helped me understand how essential emotion is in architecture. And he also said light is the real composer of space. I like to think these
Okay.
points of light, like
That's
not
very cool.
finding a job, or
Right.
even a strange dream about a fox, are something I should be thankful for. Even if the illuminated space is something I'm less than comfortable with.
Yeah, I don't know much about architecture, but I can kind vaguely understand what he means with lights makes a space. If the room is lighter, it usually feels bigger, more spacious at least, and it feels nicer. I think that might be a part of why it's so trendy with painting everything white also. And maybe some accent colors, but yeah. It's just me rambling. I feel a bit awkward.
dad was super supportive with my college plans. To a point.
Yeah.
Things were okay until this terrible accident happened. I guess a forklift flipped over due to a bad axle,
Oh, fuck.
and it crushed one of the workers there.
Oh, no.
My dad didn't eat for days, even though he wasn't directly involved. It devastated him.
Understandable.
Not only did it hurt the business, but it just freaked him out. He would talk in his sleep, muttering things about firing people and saying sorry. One fateful day he approached me, said that since my school search wasn't going well, I should finally be a man and take over the family business. He said one day he was going to die, and that all of his work, sacrifice, and even that man's life would be wasted in vain. I just lost it. Teenage me just exploded at the thought. I screwed up. I said things I shouldn't have. He was having a crisis, and I pretty much spit in his face.
Yeah, but what he did again towards Joseph was the guy's name, right? That wasn't really fair towards him either. Putting that kind of pressure. I'm trying to force him into something he doesn't want to do in that way. Of course, Joseph would have become mad. And of course, he says stupid stuff. I mean, come on, he was very young at this point. He was in his teens. Not expected that he has to be fully under self-control at that point. In my opinion, at least. If you hear something like that on the wrong day, it's not weird if you blow up. Maybe I'm just breeding copium because I blew up at my dad a lot. I mean a lot. Over trivial stuff. Often trivial stuff, but in hindsight it was trivial. During that moment it was not. Even though we fought a lot, we were never what's it called? I forgot the word. We never became enemies, so to speak. Or not friendly in no sense. So I'm very thankful for that. Feels like that's the way I'm supposed to go, so I'm going to grab that last memory before I do that. So I think it's going to find a way up. Yeah, in hindsight with my dad, I think we were living too close to each other, so to speak. I think we both knew that both him and me needed some space. I have a big need of personal space. I need to be left alone. But yeah, I don't know. It's something this makes you think. It's kind of nice. Oh, it's the sawmill. Probably the sawmill that was his father's business. I am assuming that he ran a sawmill. First I thought it was just a lumberjack, just cutting down trees in the woods or something. But yeah, okay. So he probably ran a sawmill and yeah. Okay. Oh, I thought I saw another memory this way, but maybe I didn't. I don't know. Maybe I'm too far away now. I'm just going to run here for a bit and see what I find. I low-key wanna explore the area under the sawmill also, just so I don't miss anything. Joseph's story is fairly interesting. Kind of sad that that's what it comes down to, but yeah. Yeah, this isn't an area I'm supposed to be in. Yeah, right, let's go down again. I'm going to go to the sawmill and explore that area a bit, because I don't think I did. At least around those cliffs or rocks or whatever. Right now the silence, because of everything I've said, feels pretty awkward for me. Music, please. Game, please. Give me some music. Oh yeah, I haven't been here. Could this be his house? That yeah, that house in the forest that he grew up in Alaska. Could be. Doesn't feel like there's anything more here though. So how are you all doing? Daniel and Daniel. Maybe you're not here anymore. Maybe muted. I appreciate the company though, nonetheless. Maybe I grabbed that memory I thought I saw in the distance before. Whatever. Let's go where the road leads us. This was this way, right? Or am I crazy? Well, I mean, I know I'm crazy, but that's a whole other thing. No, this way. There should be a path in the mountain. I don't think I need to go up there, at least. I think I needed to jump down to access it, so to speak, before. But I did run around the whole mountainside just now when I didn't see it. Alright, I'll go up. I'll go up and I'll see what I find. It feels a bit lonely to just sit here and listen to the rain like this while you run around like a fox. Oh yeah, here's the path. Well, from the beginning I thought I saw another member up there, but apparently I didn't. No, this isn't the way. Wasn't this the way? No. Or maybe it was further up this way. The last one is dead.
In the distance, the first tree illuminated the wasteland. She couldn't go home anymore. She
There
did
is
the
no
only
home
thing
anymore.
she was capable of. Moving forward. My dad died alone in the middle of the wilderness. I should have been talking to him more. I should have done a lot of things differently.
If the first tree on Earth brought life with it, if it taught the birds to sing and fly and showed saplings how to grow, what could it do for us?
There was a letter I received yesterday from a name I didn't recognize, with a quote I can't stop thinking about. Death is not the opposite of life, but a part of it. More and more, I'm realizing one important truth. Each of us have our own journey to the first tree. Sometimes I'm not sure I'm ready to take that first step.
You already have my love.
Um, Death is indeed a part of life, but it's a very tough part of life, especially for those you do dying. Sometimes I believe that's one of the reasons we keep on living, no matter how hard it gets. The first tree awakens and gently asks if there is one last message the fox wants to tell her children. Um, I don't know what else, right?
Guess what dream is over. But I have no idea. It's only a dream. Distraction from tomorrow.
I don't think dreams normally bring back to memory so many important feelings. Maybe it was just a dream, but it was also a gift.
Yeah, I suppose. But tomorrow we're getting on a plane to the last place on Earth I want to be. The only person that would have made the trip worth it is gone.
You're going to see him and be with him one last time before you say goodbye. I have one last quote for you by Emerson, sealed in an imaginary letter from me to you. It is the secret of the world that all things subsist and do not die, but only retire a little from sight and afterward return again. Go to sleep, my love. We have a big day tomorrow, but I'll be there with you every step of the way.
Thank you. Thanks for listening. Good night, Rachel.
Good night, Joseph.
But he's going to his dad's funeral. Yeah, it's very recent. That's Rachel, so I guess I'm Joseph now. The fox? Yeah, I guess I'm supposed to go out, but what's in here? Oh, they're having a kid. Probably soon. Is he moving back to his father's cottage? Or house or whatever? No, I can't go in there. Is this where they used to camp, maybe? Or maybe this is his house, that's cottage, and they have built a new house on the... No, this is like more like a farm or something. Oh, I can't go into the tent, maybe. No, no, I can't. What did I press? Oh. Oh, I could interact with it.
What the hell?
Oh, it's the fox. Beautiful landscape. to the first tree, maybe? I would like to think of the fox as Josef's father's spirit. Oh, it's scary.
What is this?
It's Josef's tree. The tree where his dad helped him carve something in. Oh, or maybe a message from his dad. Man. Man, that's emotional. Okay. Then we're done with this game. Guess where to say it like that. It was an interesting adventure. Felt like the guy that wrote it, that he was talking about himself a little bit. Felt very personal.